cash is just not right. He begs for money night and day, for all the games he wants to play. Must hit the goal or he don't win. He needs the cash to pay for gin. Darksydephil is back today. He needs your tips and you must pay. Darksydephil, he's begging tonight. He needs your cash, just not right. They love to hate him, yes they do. He'll hit his goal, even that's true. Tune in and watch his sad decline. No money, honey, watch him whine. Whine. Yes, they do. He'll hit his goal, even if that's true. Tune in and watch your sad decline. No money, honey, watch him whine. Watch him whine. Darksydephil is begging today. He needs your tips and you must pay. Darksydephil, he's begging tonight. He needs your cash, it's just not right. Why? Don't lie. That's just not right.
Greetings and salutations, and I apologize. We had just had some kind of weird tech problem that killed the stream while there was 2,800 people watching. So, I apologize. I don't know what else to do, but I'm glad that the tech issue happened after Triple P was done with his rant. I will replace the welcome. Right now, I'm putting this as an aftermath to tonight's stream up because the other stream, the main show that we did tonight, just killed the stream. And I don't really know why, except that X.com locked my account and we were streaming to X, and I think that may have killed the whole stream somehow. The stream just died. And all of a sudden the broadcast ended. I didn't end it, so I really apologize, but I wanted to just hop back on here, and we were going to do the bonus material. So we have PPP insults and 3 paths for his future, and that's from H-Bomb. And I apologize. I don't know what happened. Let's just take a moment to check in with the live chat. Hopefully, if anybody still has interests, it will. The roast continues. Yes. Wait, you stream to X? That's rad. We stream everywhere that'll let us, right? And I apologize. The X is restricted. Laugh out loud, dense. Yeah, tech issue. It was the Comcast troll. He switched sides. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So I just wanted to hop back on here and do the bonus material like we promised. We'll go through some of this. It's a very long video. We'll do 10 or 15 minutes of this. I think really everybody was here to hear Triple P tell his side of this whole story, not really to listen to me for a long time. But we'll do some bonus material to celebrate hitting that goal, all of them, and then some. So I'm not going to hit a goal, or I'm not going to put another goal in for this stream, but we will read every single super chat. If anybody has a super chat, or if anybody sends any, we'll read them. And we want to thank Can't Sin, who gifted 5 subscriptions, and Nose Goblin 123 gifted a subscription. Clydesdale gifted a subscription, and big support. Scuba Steve gifted 20 subscriptions. Bloodwolf282 gifted a subscription. Winter Soldiers subscribed. I think we've read all of those. So, yeah, I apologize. I don't know what happens. It's like, as a show host, having 2,800 people watching and then the stream just ends on itself sucks. It's horrible, right? Blazing Mad with a very nice compliment says, Steve, you could read the phone book and I'd be here for it. Thank you. Al Warrior celebrates 24 months of membership. Thank you, Al Warrior, longtime show supporter. We appreciate all you veteran, longtime show supporter. Smashed 2 goals, and we made thousands of dollars more than Darksydephil tonight, Stormcrow, and that's the important part, right? Yeah, I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct, right? So I mentioned that everybody should go and subscribe to H-Bomb's channel because H-Bomb makes a great content, and H-Bomb needs just a few hundred more subscribers. He's at 709 subscribers. So I'm going to go over to our live chat and I'm going to put this in the live chat. If you could go over there, if you haven't already, please subscribe to him. Let's help him get monetized. We're going to pay it forward, help him get monetized. Sub, I'm just going to put sub to H-Bomb's channel here, and I'll put and I'll pin that in our live chat. Also, please go to our True Seekers Clips channel if you haven't already. Just go to True Seekers Clips on YouTube and subscribe over there. We've got a longer way to go to get monetized over there, but we'd still like to, so that we can praise the cash. So let's get into this. It's much better with Gay Side Phil.
Woke up this morning, click the screen.
This week has kind of been a blur. A lot of stuff going on, both public facing and private.
So gay.
Which is why everything is kind of thrown out of a loop. It's one of the reasons why there was no podcast yesterday. So basically, yeah, I get it. Like a lot of you yesterday were incredibly confused, scratching your heads, wondering what the heck was going on. Because a lot of people said, Phil, you seem out of sorts. You seem like you're not yourself. What's going on? And I basically just kind of pushed forward.
People thought he was sick.
And did my day of streaming, and didn't really care to address it. But today I will, to some extent, again, to the best that I can, because as I keep telling you guys, the stuff that's going on really isn't
subscribe to H-Bomb's
anything
channel.
That's public facing or stuff that you should know about. Everyone has a private life. The problem is I'm a guy who's literally on stream 6 days a week, all day long.
It's Gay-Lo
and
Phil.
It comes through. I'm not one of these fake people who's putting on this crazy mask or front. When you see me on stream, usually you see me in my mood or whatever's going on. And, this week has been really, really hard with a lot of stuff going on that I'm just not going to talk about.
One word, Scully the Hype.
But it affects these streams in a big way.
True Seekers Clips, one word.
When I'm changing the schedule.
I'll put it in the live chat as well.
Yeah, it sucks. So here's the thing. It's like, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Okay? And you might say, well, what does that mean? If I had never said a thing that I was going through anything personal right now, okay? And then all of a sudden on stream I explode, and I'm pissed, or I put out a whole stream where I'm sounding like an asshole,
That's
or whatever.
Every stream.
But I haven't explained that this is very much because of stuff behind the scenes and not you guys or anything public facing. That might actually hurt someone. That might actually upset someone. So I feel it's my responsibility as a creator. Every day I'm going to be on this stream that I at least tell you if there's something else going on. So then you could be like, oh, I get it. So Phil's really in a bad mood, and that's why he's acting like this, and this particularly this last week and a half, 2 weeks has been really bad. Okay. So I just see that, again, it's the right thing to do. If I had completely told you all of my business top to bottom, now that's oversharing. When you guys come to my streams, correct?
Laser eyes
You want to
emphasizes his
unplug.
inability to
You're
look at the
here to
camera.
chill. You're here to have a good time. You're here to have a nice podcast and we have some conversation here about game news. Then I see we jump into a game during the gameplay session and
Definitely
have a
tangy.
hangout session if it's a chill game or a more intense
At
session
True
if it's a
Seekers
multiplayer
Clips
game.
to subscribe to
But
our
in
new
general,
Clips
you're
channel.
not
Please
here to get wrapped up in the sorrows and the problems of others. You have your own. You don't want to come here and hear a sob story, and I get that. That is definitely something that, over the years, I have learned from and changed for the better, despite the fact that people on the internet act like everything is universal and can never be changed. I'm sorry, I absolutely have done my best to change for the better and not turn this into the woe is me feel bad for Phil Street. Okay? So,
Snort.
it sucks because it's a tough line to dance on. You'll want to tell everyone what's going on, but you really shouldn't and can't. But at the same time, if you don't mention anything, now definitely people are going to be upset with you if your behavior is different, right? So it is what it is, and that's the thing. People will always speculate about stuff, and they can't. I've heard everything this week. I've heard that Jasper Kitty was sick or injured. I've heard that my wife is divorcing me. Taxes are bad this year, and they're going to repossess my house. All kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah.
There's zero, reality to any of that. They're just morons making stuff up constantly, like they all.
Yeah, and by the way, it appears I'm hearing from our software that the somehow the Twitter restricting our account for unusual activity somehow triggered the stream to end, and the unusual activity appears to have been way too many viewers on my Twitter feed than as is usual for some reason. I guess. I mean, I don't really know. So yeah, I apologize for the technical issues. I hate it that happened. We had like 3,000 live viewers. The stream just ended. But we're back to do the bonus material.
Always do. So it's this simple. All right.
It's simple.
There's stuff going on. You don't need to know about it, but it is affecting my content, and there's nothing I can do about that either. And I'm sorry for that. But I hope that you would understand, and hopefully you're still enjoying the content, despite the fact that it is being affected. Okay. And then, and the thing is, of course, like they say, when it rains, it pours. It can't just be one thing, then another thing has to happen. Oh, what a drama queen. Then some drama has to happen. Then some bullshit has to happen that's the worst possible timing, and it's like, it all compounds. So not only do I have this shit going on in my life, but then I gotta hear about, did you hear about this drama, that drama, this drama? I couldn't give two fucks about it.
He couldn't give two fucks about it.
I've got real shit going on. I don't have to worry about your internet bullshit. Really, it's just so stupid. Why the fuck would I care about all this nonsense you're bringing to my table when I have this immediate heavy shit going on? But then again, I guess if you live in a fantasy world where you think everything is based around stuff on the internet 24/7,
but I'm talking about
you actually think that kind of stuff is more than trivial, when it's really not.
Yeah, True Seekers Clips, one word. Thank you.
With all the stuff going on, what I'd like to do is get you guys caught up on everything, because I do feel like now we're lagging behind. Like today I woke up and I was like, all right, let's get back into the rhythm of things. Wait, it's Wednesday. It's freaking Wednesday. I feel like the week just started. I really do. I feel like we just began.
No.
It's Wednesday. Holy shit. So stuff's been going crazy, right? And in that regard, we need to get back on track, because when everything is kind of derailed and going all over the place, it's definitely hard to try to maintain the right course and not get confused. And you know me, I'm the kind of guy, I've got that mind.
He seems easily confused.
I want to have my schedule laid out, and this is exactly how we're doing
stuff.
Oh,
the schedule. You got to keep the schedule.
Tackle that. And I realize to some extent you can't always have everything pre-planned, right? It's true. But I'm the kind of guy that I have that kind of analytical mind, and I want to have everything laid out. So we're going to talk about that today, because things have changed in the schedule a few times already.
Oh, the schedule
I want to talk about
the
Monday's
horror.
marathon. There's a Five Nights at Freddy's event. I feel went really, really well.
Yeah, big ups to H-Bomb. Go
was
subscribe to
eye-opening for many
H-Bomb's
different
channel. Let's
reasons,
get
in
him
my
over the
opinion.
hump. Let's get him
And I
monetized
basically want
so he
to
can praise the cash,
talk about the
bitches.
results of it and what's going to come of it, because some things might actually come of it, which is great.
Oh, he ain't gonna be able to spin
So
this.
let's
He's
see.
fucked.
Let's cover
He's
all this. Basically, I'll
fucked.
talk about everything, right?
Oh, we're talking
I'm gonna
about
tell you why we
everything.
didn't do a podcast yesterday.
They
know,
thought I was
just cover
botting,
everything.
yeah, because of the
So,
number of views.
all right.
Yeah.
No. Well, see, I'm glad to understand it now, finally.
Oh,
Because
he
ignorance,
understands it.
some people say ignorance is bliss. For me,
Yeah, look
ignorance
at
is
this
just
diva.
like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm stupid because I formulate these opinions based on half-truths and bullshit. And then
Perfect
when I finally
pairing
look
of
into
content
stuff
and voice.
and I see the truth of
Yeah.
it, I'm like,
He had
oh,
a hangnail.
it's not nearly as bad as I thought. You know, it's happened with
Yes.
Minecraft and it happened with
He had a hangnail.
Five Nights, and
That's
probably
what was
this will happen with
screwed up.
other games of franchises in the future as well. You know, much like how everyone on the internet hates me because of
Thank you,
stuff
Ghost
that everyone
McFright.
says, misconceptions
We
and
aim to
nonsense.
please.
And then when they actually come to my streams and they check them out, they're like, oh, it's not nearly as bad as everyone makes it out to be. It's actually pretty good content. I like it, and I'll hang out with Phil. You know.
Nobody wants to hang out with Phil.
Anyway,
the end is near. Beware says, how was the cabin this last weekend? It was glorious, but I regret that I'm not going to be able to make it to the cabin this weekend. I'm still dealing with the mess of the tree that fell on our house. I have to finish cleaning that up this weekend. And also we're doing a very big show on Saturday night, the biggest Wilcox show ever. We're pairing up with the boys from Hidden in Plain Sight podcast. They're the only other podcast that really shits all over David Wilcock, and people have been asking us for literally years to do a show together. We're finally going to do that, and I don't want to have technical issues or problems, which is a lot more likely at the cabin. The internet is pretty sucky, but thank you. The end is near. Beware. We appreciate your inquiring. It was good. It was great. PPP is an all-time great guest, says Operation Shutdown. I agree. So boring and grating. Yeah, we're only going to do a little bit of this, and I got to bounce out of here.
So there you go. So I really like the marathon. Now, let's talk about the other half of the marathon, which was the support. Okay?
The support was
so,
not
ladies
good.
and gentlemen, outside of like way back in the day, we're talking many years ago, at times when they were going really badly. All right. And I wasn't doing well financially. And basically, essentially, hold on, I'm getting distracted by Jasper losing my train of thought. Besides the days back in the day when things were going bad for me and I would do like a marathon, I have $1,000 goal and I really need your help to pay my bills and stuff like that. Those days are in the past. All right. I'm embarrassed that I used to do that kind of stuff. Back then, I used to have some
back then. Now he's not embarrassed.
On a stream. Like, I had streams where people would give $2,000 tips, okay, which is insane. To even think that in the modern day,
he is always
that's
complaining
never
about
again,
money.
Right?
Yeah. He's a
but
scumbag.
Monday stream, basically, here's what happened, okay? The first half of the stream, we had people coming by and supporting, and we had a good amount of support. We did. It was probably like $500-600 in the first
He's like
half
a
of the
fatter
stream.
Wilcox.
And then it died out and froze.
Yes,
I was like, well, it is what it is. We don't get anything else by the end of the stream. It's still a good stream. I'm not upset. Hit multiple goals. This is great. And then all of a sudden, in the last like hour and a half, last 90 minutes. So I was playing Five Nights 5, which was Sister Location. And then I was doing like my final thoughts. All of a sudden, some people start showing up and they start supporting huge. We're talking giant super chats, tons of gifted memberships. All right. So again, you got to be skeptical if it's all real or not.
Oh God, stop.
But
bitching.
I gave the benefit of the doubt and I counted it all, and by the end of the marathon, I don't even know how much I made. I'm going to be honest, because people got me so drunk. Remember, I said I'm going to take a shot every $100. By the end of the marathon, within like an hour, we went from $600 of support to over $1,200. So I'm like chugging shots, and it's all hitting me. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to finish this marathon, because if not, I might, pass out at this rate.
He already embarrasses himself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. So
yeah, he made so much money, he took a
I
day off.
I had to quick it, and I legit don't
he was
know
too hungover.
how much like I made at all. I have no idea.
The Gayinator is the
lost.
greatest of all times. I agree.
All right. So anyway, all that being said, ended the marathon. Yes, I was drunk at that point. Luckily, I was able to sober up and everything and spend some time with my wife before I passed out. But it was absolutely wild.
Yeah,
All
the
that
crowd gives him
happened. Okay.
$1,300
Now,
for abject
you might
garbage.
say, well, Phil,
Yeah.
was it all real? Okay. Well, let me put it this way. For the most part, it seems like, yes, it does seem like some of the stuff was fake. Because I looked at my kind of analytics, you get them after a day or two.
People send him fake money
and it basically
charge
says
him
that on
back.
that stream, I think I made like $800. Now, we were counting, and it said I'd made over $1,200.
Oh, poor
See?
Phil.
So something doesn't jive there. So what was fake? What was real? I don't know.
Is insane.
Could it be?
Yeah,
I know I didn't
agree.
make like over $400 in tips that day. We did make some tips, but not that much. So basically, yeah, it's like
he's a moochie
I really
drunk.
don't know what what was real and what wasn't. I legit don't even know who was legit. Like someone was giving fake stuff, but who wasn't? I don't know.
7 years of
There was a bunch of
stream
people
he did is legendary.
at the end of the stream
Yeah, we
who
can
were
do
all
that.
contributing at once in one big group. So it's hard to tell. Like, was one person legit or more? I don't know. Okay. Also, there was that Avowed stream the night before. And
Such
I looked
a broken
into that.
record. He
And from what I
whined
could
about getting
see,
Nigerian
I think that was
donos.
all legit.
Yeah, I saw that.
That Avowed stream. So all that stuff that came in on the Avowed stream seems
He
legit.
treats his cult like
So,
slaves. Yeah.
Basically,
$100
yeah,
or more
it all looks
dollars
like it was pretty good, and it's
for
going to help
showing
out
his
in the long
socks.
term.
I'll show my
Okay.
socks for free.
And that's a good thing.
Not
So
my underwear,
thanks to
though. That's
everyone who
$100.
did
You
show
wanna
up,
see my underwear.
support that
Yeah.
marathon. It was amazing.
He treats
All right,
everyone
it
like
will help. I
8-year-olds.
mean, I wasn't expecting to do a marathon that was essentially twice as good as a normal marathon that I would really do. You know, it was out of nowhere, and really, I'm very appreciative of that. That will help a lot. Okay? Now,
Okay, now?
that was one day. Okay? So let's talk about yesterday. All right?
His
You
entire
may have
setup
noticed
is
yesterday was a
donated.
very
What a
different
loser.
kind of day. There was no podcast.
I still
was
can't believe
pretty
what
much
the Triple P-
pure
He's an idiot. He's a moron.
gameplay. All right. What was it? It was a giant stream of Black Ops 6 Ninja Turtles gameplay, trying to unlock
Phil
the remaining
whines about-
content in that
Makes tons of money
battle
being
pass
simultaneously
before it
poor,
ran
just
out,
like
because
Wilcock.
it
Yeah.
was scheduled to run out
It's a grifter
tomorrow.
tactic. Make
And
the
I
audience
knew I
feel
wasn't
sorry
going to play
for
it
you.
again today. And also it was a nice indie game
Amazon wish
night.
list, really?
All right,
Must
which
be
was
nice.
very fun.
Free shit.
So we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that in a second. I want to do a couple shout outs. All right. Now, you may have noticed something different from yesterday. Okay? So let's address them. Distinct difference number one.
Yeah, it was a
There was
social
no
experiment to prove he needs to
podcast at all.
beg till the day he dies.
So there
Yes.
really was no hangout session where it was just us talking.
He will beg for
There
your money.
was
and you will give it to
interaction
him.
and talking during
He
Call
said
of
that.
Duty.
He said, "I'm
but
going
it
to
was
beg,
between
and you're going to
games.
like it."
There was some interaction, hangout during kiosk, but it was a
This
little
is
different than
terrible.
just say, hey, here's the podcast that you've grown
So
to know and
boring.
love
He's so
every
boring.
morning,
Why does anybody
covering
watch him?
topics, discussing what's going on. It was different, right? For sure. And the fact that there was no podcast, some people distinctly were saying they felt like there was something missing. Because that's a staple piece
Nobody
of my
misses
day.
your
And why did I
podcast,
not
bro.
do one?
Except
Okay.
the detractors that live off of it, I guess.
So that was number one. Okay. Number two,
Experiment on the
noticed
day that he gets
that
1.2K.
the other major difference
Yeah.
all day long was that not once ever during the course of my entire full streaming day did I ask for a contribution.
I'll keep that in mind. The end is near
Not
beware.
once. I shouted out contributions. I updated the leaderboard.
But he didn't
I
ask for them.
mentioned if we were like halfway to the goal, but I absolutely not once did I ask for anything.
Beg to bitch cast. Yes, he's beg
That was
to
a distinct
bitch cast.
difference. And I think people noticed. Some people didn't.
His
actually.
podcast is
Some people
literally a
didn't at all.
begging session. The
But
topic
then
is
some
about
people
himself.
noticed and started
Yeah.
talking about it and stuff like that. Okay? So,
Greediest beggar triggered him. Yeah, yeah.
let's talk about it.
Guy's
Let's
got like
talk
half
about
a
the two
million
distinct
subs.
differences.
Called him
All
the
right?
greediest beggar
And let's
ever.
talk about directly what the result was. So,
He is a princess. Yeah.
the result is, no real hangout feeling. Instead, it's just Phil playing games, right? And that's very different, okay, than the usual feeling, vibe that you get around here.
Oh,
A lot of
the
people are
usual
shit. I
vibe,
come by
yeah.
because I want to hang out with Phil. I don't necessarily care about what he's even doing today, okay? Now, if You didn't notice.
Why does anyone send this guy a
Yesterday,
dime?
during the
What
entire
value does he
ginormous
deliver
Call
to
of
his
Duty
viewers?
stream,
None.
I didn't
None.
hit my goal.
Tonight we gave
All right.
everybody what
In
they
fact,
wanted. Pee
I only
shitting
got
all
about
over him.
halfway. It was around, and then I
Crucifying
think
him.
again, I'm sure off the top of my head, I didn't really count it or anything. It was around $80 of support. Not a bad stream. All right, and it's Call of Duty, and Call of Duty always is hit or miss. Sometimes with Call of Duty, I've done really, really well, and other Call of Duty streams have been on the slower side. This one, you know, I got more than halfway, but we didn't hit the goal.
Him.
Right?
Really should just quit
There you
kick,
go.
especially
Now,
after
there's
what you
many
and
things
Triple
that can
P
be
did
surmised
today.
from this.
Yeah.
There was no podcast.
He can't achieve the
And
hangout
typically,
feeling while playing video games.
in a podcast,
How
I get
useless
some
do you have to
support,
be?
and that support is
Yeah.
tied to the podcast. Like, look, we already have,
He's
you
so
know, $14
trash
of
in Call
support,
of
and
Duty.
we'll,
Yeah, he sucks
undoubtedly
at
there
it.
will be more. That will come by the end of this show, right? And that is definitely tied to the podcast.
Yeah, I would do
Since
that.
I didn't do a podcast, likely there were people who said, "Oh, well, since he's not doing his podcast today, I'm not interested," and they didn't come by, they didn't support, right? So I think that is 100% got to be a factor.
Kick isn't helping him much.
Okay, so maybe
Right?
if I did do the podcast and then I had done the Call of Duty stream, maybe I would have hit my goal.
Oh, maybe.
All right,
Yeah.
and maybe not. Because as you know, when I'm doing the podcast, I say things like I'll talk about the goals. I say,
Yeah,
hey, look, guys,
it's the lag.
we're at
He always
58 out of
blames the
60
lag.
goals hit. And remember,
Bullshit. He
the
sucks
big
at the
reward
game.
that's coming up when we hit 60 goals
Thank
is
you,
DSP
Audubon,
tries
and thanks
it,
for the
Girl
graphics.
Scout cookies, where I'm going to be trying 3 different kinds of Girl Scout cookies. Now,
Oh,
I haven't
how
had these since I
exciting.
was young.
He's trying
It'll
Girl
be
Scout
interesting
cookies.
to see what I
I'm
remember
eating
of
Girl
these
Scout
cookies
cookies
versus
for
what
free.
they are today. I'll tell you the price, I'll tell you the flavors, and it's going to be an interesting one because it's not
Oh,
fast
that's going to be
food,
so interesting.
right?
Yeah, let's have
Usually I
some
hype
Thin
it up.
Mints. You got to
I didn't
hype
do
up
that
eating
yesterday at
Girl
all.
Scout cookies?
Okay, it didn't happen. So without that hype, right? Without that hype factor, definitely I think there's people who aren't going to contribute because they contribute when the hype hits. Oh, we're almost close to a
Yeah,
goal. Oh,
you're
that
right,
goal sounds
Wilson.
interesting. Oh, I want to be a part of that, right? And that didn't happen yesterday. So there's many factors. Factor number 1, there was no podcast. Some people
4
just didn't
a.m.
show up
gin
because there was no
DMs.
podcast. And normally they would have supported during the podcast, and there was none. Number 2, there wasn't a lot of interaction because I was just sitting here playing Call of Duty all day. Okay, and number
Yeah,
3,
they can have
I
permission
wasn't asking
to
for
order Girl Scout
contributions. I
cookies.
wasn't hyping up the goals. Instead, I just kind of let it ride to see how it would go. Okay, now this all applies basically to the first stream. Let's talk about the late stream.
He's so into himself. Who cares, dude?
So the late stream last night was this unique indie game, Kia.
They're sweet and
Now, when I play
minty and
indie games,
coconutty. Give me $500.
it's definitely going to be
Suffer,
hit or
Phil.
miss as well. Because it really depends on what's the game that I select. Is it something
Infinite
that people
content
know?
glitch,
Does it
eating.
catch on with the viewer? Some indie games that I've played have done a lot better than others, depending on levels of hype and things.
Begging all
So
day.
it's always all over the place, right? It is. So again, last night on that indie game
He
stream,
is a Muppet, man.
I didn't ask for anything whatsoever during the course of the stream. I didn't really bring up the goals or hype them. I think at one point I did mention, hey, we're like halfway to the goal, but I didn't really bring it up. Instead, it was just like talking to you guys and playing the game. And how did we do? I think by the end of the night,
I wish he'd leave us out of
we
his
got to like
board
70
meetings.
something support. So about halfway. All right. So there you go. Now, what can be surmised? What can be taken away from this? All right, that's really what we had to ask. What is the end?
This is what he's saying. He's saying he didn't beg and he didn't hit the goal. Therefore, he didn't hit his goal because he didn't beg enough. So basically what he's doing here is he's answering the detractors and he's giving himself permission to be a begging moron. Look, when I wasn't a begging moron and begging every 5 minutes, I didn't hit the goal. I have to hit my goals. So from now on, nobody can bitch if I don't hit my goals because I tried not begging and I didn't hit the goal.
The result of yesterday. And by the way, why did yesterday even happen? All right. Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay. So there's 2 things, all right, going on here at the same time. And basically, they both really got to me. And that's why yesterday's content was different. Okay? One thing is very personal, something that has happened this week that has hit myself and my family really hard. And basically, yesterday was a horrible day. All right? So, that being said, I didn't even want to do a podcast. I just wasn't in the mood.
He wasn't in the mood.
I felt like I needed to come to this stream and distract myself as much as I possibly could with gameplay so that I could keep my mind off of stuff. Okay? So the moment I came on the stream, I just said hello, and then we went right into Call of Duty, and I'm going to be honest, it worked. Like, it actually legitimately worked, where while I was playing Call of Duty, I didn't really give a thought to anything else that was going on in my personal life outside of Call of Duty being played at that moment. So absolutely, positively, 100%, it helped a lot. It did. I needed it. I just needed to get my mind off of stuff. Because a lot of the times people say stuff like, then why don't you just take time off? Why don't you just walk away from streaming and take a few days or a week? And, well, number one,
he investigated himself and found he
maybe
did
I
nothing
could take
wrong.
a couple days. Like I said, thankfully,
we had
to you
tech
guys,
issues
I'm not in like
that killed
horrible
the
financial
we had tech
difficulties
issues,
anymore.
unfortunately, that killed the
If I
previous
needed
stream.
to have an emergency,
I wanted to
and
do
I
the
really
bonus
need to take time away
content
for something
that we
like that,
promised
I
for the
can.
goal. And I'm
Thankfully, I
sorry
used
for
to
the
never be able to.
tech
I
issues.
literally used to
And
have
thank
to
you,
be
Graham
here every
McCann.
day, all day.
Very kind of you.
And now I don't have to anymore, and I'm very grateful for that.
Hank
Okay,
McGurk, what are you
but
always
in
babbling
reality,
about
if
in our
I had
live chat?
not been on stream distracting myself
The IRS
yesterday,
saga is coming next month. Yeah. And by the way,
I really feel
I'm not going to have an IRS saga to complain about, but I may bitch about my wife. For those unaware, my wife is an accountant, and she's a stickler too. So every year, I do stress out because she wants all the paperwork and the spreadsheets. I have to have income and expenses, and it's all got to be correct. And if I make any mistakes, she bitches at me. Like, she's, we've been over this. This is how you're supposed to do it. And I just, so it's a stress. Tax time is a stressful time for me, not because I don't have the money to pay my taxes. I always put 30% of all the income from, and all my business, I put 30% of the income aside, even in a separate account, so that I don't touch it. I basically just transfer from the checking to the savings the money for the taxes. I always have the money, but it's the paperwork that my wife wants that's a problem, right? At least you have a wife. Phil has a roommate, if she's even still there. Oh, geez, right? Thank you. Poor Steve has to polish all the pennies for a gleaming shine. Yeah, she's a stickler, man. And so I'm not stressed about not having the money to pay my taxes. I stress about the paperwork. My wife wants every bit of paperwork. And one year I got in trouble because I didn't properly code office expenses or something on the spreadsheet. And she found stuff like I bought push pins and I didn't put them on the list. They were $2. Like, can I not worry? Like, to me, a $2 purchase is not worth the paperwork, but she wants it, so you gotta give her everything, right? You're smarter than DSP with his money. Yeah, well, he's buying me a truck. He just doesn't know it yet. My neighbor at the cabin is selling a real nice 4-wheel drive truck. I should get it next month. We'll hope so, right? Yeah. Man, oh man. Yeah. Yes, and Blazing Mad says, Steve, you gotta bring on It's a Gundam in the future for more Phil content and lore. He has a 4-part series on just Phil alone. Good idea. Email me about him and send me some links. TrueSeekerShow@gmail.com. Phil is an addict to spending. Yeah, we could see that, It seems correct.
Feel like it would have actually been worse. Okay, just being honest. So it worked, and thank you to anyone who was here yesterday and enjoyed the gameplay in the stream. and everyone was having a good time. I really do appreciate you because
Nobody
it was
was
a
having
bad
a good
time for
time.
me.
Nobody was having a good
All
time.
right, and so that's why a lot
Half of
people
your
could tell
watchers
that,
are
like, his
hate
demeanor's
watchers, you
different. This is
loser.
weird. You're absolutely right. 100%. You guessed correct. Definitely stuff was going on. Okay, so there you go. Now there's another part to this as well. All right, there is. There's two halves to this thing that went
Two
down
halves to
yesterday,
the story.
and the
Okay.
other half is that it was an experiment to some extent, and it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened.
Oh, I
And
should
as
have
it
tweeted
happened,
this
I was
out.
like, well, this is fascinating, because now what we can do is actually take this data to try to see how it affected things and, you know, maybe use it as a positive for improvement and stuff like that. So let's talk. Let's talk about yesterday. So first off, there was no podcast. All right? With no podcast and all gameplay, immediately you could tell some people were turned off, didn't tune in or saw there was no podcast, and left. All right? If anything, this is direct, actual evidence that people have adopted me as a podcaster, as someone who does content other than just gaming, that there are distinct groups of people who come here just to hang out with me
Oh, yeah.
rather than
A
it
lot of
being
people
me
want to
playing
hang
games.
out with you.
And that,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, is a good
Phil is very
thing.
entitled. Yeah.
Why? Because I'm getting older. Okay? In just a few weeks, I'm going
Oh,
to be
come on,
43 years
Jalen.
old. And
You called him a
I'm at the
loser,
point in
but
my
you're a
life, they
grown
call
man
it
who
you're over the
leeches
hill.
off his
I think we all
content.
got to
Okay.
accept this.
All
I
right.
am more than
All
halfway
right.
through my
Yeah,
life.
but I'm not begging like a fucking crackhead for $150 every day. What are you, one of his moron supporters? I make thousands of dollars shitting on him. I make twice or three times what he makes in a day, streaming 3 streams or whatever he does. And I do one stream, I don't beg, and I make 3 or 4 times what he does. So you could say I'm leeching off of his content. No, I'm offering my expert opinion, right? And I'm giving commentary. And I did try to help him. And I did give him an interview. I didn't have to give him an interview, but praise the cash. I made thousands of dollars off of this loser. And I'm going to continue as long as the bags are big. As long as those bags are big. There is literally nothing positive about him except being able to con retards into paying his bills every day. Yes. Yes. That made my night. DSP deserves what's coming, bro. I don't think he has any idea. Now that he's shit on Triple P, all of the Phil legit feeds you and your family. Come on, lady. Are you kidding me? Listen, my wife and I are very financially successful outside of YouTube. You know, so no, they don't. Phil does not feed my family, but he is buying me a truck. It's extra money to me, Jalen. And you could say whatever you're going to say. We had 3,000 plus live viewers tonight. Phil had 200. So who's doing the better content? Who's doing the better content that more people want to see? I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, right? The numbers speak for themselves. And that's all I have to say about that. Phil would whine that he's worse off than a drug-addled, alcoholic, homeless vet with PTSD. Yeah, get that bag, says Jeff. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to get the bag. And I'm not going to make any apologies for that. Phil is the man of my household. Oh, come on. Is this Phil? I don't think Phil has a supporter that would really attack me like this, right? It's probably a sock account, right? Oh, man. What are you going to do? There's always a moron. Listen, if you want to support that e-beggar, then support him. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Boy, yeah, a guy with 7 subscribers telling me that I'm doing everything wrong. Great. Oh, it is what it is. What are you going to do? His dents are morons.
At this point. Okay? I'm not going to get any faster, any stronger, any more
Phil
viable.
is feeding an entire
All right, this is
army
not
of
going to
distractor.
happen.
Yeah,
At this
DSP
point in my
bonus
life,
money.
I can
Yeah.
maintain, and then there's going to be a decline. This is just the reality of human existence.
Phil isn't even
It's
the
called
man
human
of his own
condition.
household.
All
Yes.
right? Many people can't face it. I'm trying to do this gracefully, age gracefully, and understand my
Yes,
limitations.
guaranteed.
And the
He's a
fact that
pocket
I'm
watcher.
not 20
Phil
years
will
old
count
anymore.
how much you made tonight
Okay.
just so he can see about it.
I can't just sit here playing games all day, every day,
A few
and
attack
expect
dogs.
that, number one, I'm going to play them at any kind of level that's going to be entertaining. That, number two, my stamina
Yeah.
is going to keep up with all
Steven
of
is
that.
making more money off
And that,
DSP
number
than
three, I'm going to be
DSP.
able to continue to make a living working
You're right,
like that.
Robo Next 666.
Okay, the reality is thus, I need to change and make new kinds of content.
Yeah,
I need
you
to
broke
change
free of the pig
and do
noses.
different things.
He's not
and
going
not
to
just be
change.
Phil the gamer.
Phil's wife is the man of his house.
Okay, I need to have different
Yes, you
aspects.
can count on it.
Whether it's as a podcaster, as a commentator, making different kinds of content. This is what has to persist.
His wife
as I
is
get
his
older.
house.
The gaming will reduce. Will it
Oh.
ever phase out? No. I feel like
I mean,
I will want
Jalen's
to be
entitled
a gamer
to their opinion. If they're a
All
big
right.
fan of Phil, go
For
give
a
him some
long
money,
time.
you loser.
for as long
So he
as
can
I
spend
can
it on
be.
gin and
All right, I
a
love
child's
video
video
games and
game.
gaming in general. It's been a part of my life. It's part of culture. It's everything that I love to share with the internet.
You're right, we
But
did.
you get to a point
and I
where you've got
apologize
to
for
be
those
realistic
difficulties.
and understand that's just not what I can do all the time. It ain't gonna work. Okay, it's not. So there you have it. The podcast is the way
Phil's
that I
rented.
get daily to do stuff that's not just sitting here playing video games all day. And that's a good thing. I love this podcast. I'm so glad that we experimented with the pre-stream years and years ago, realized there was an audience for
Yeah.
it, turned it into an
Tip's
official
goal is
podcast,
150.
and now we
I'm
have
not sharing any more
every day.
Jalen's
And I'm incredibly appreciative
comments
to all
unless
of you
they
who
super
come by
chat. Pay me,
and hang out with me.
bitch. I'm not
talk these
sharing any more of your
topics,
shit
hash
comments.
this
Please
stuff out.
pay me.
This podcast has actually helped me improve my content.
You know, I don't even
so
know. I got to
much in
check
the
with
last
my
couple
neighbor.
of
I think it's a
years.
Tacoma.
I am so grateful, and for
But
those
it's
of you who come by
four-wheel
every day
drive,
to hang
bench
out
seat,
and support
full-size
the
bed.
podcast, as
Looks great
opposed
to me.
to the gaming, I really am thankful. Because this is where my future lies. This
DSP
kind of
ruins
content.
everyone he comes in
Not
contact
just play
with.
games,
Yeah.
play games, play games. Now, I want to keep
think
playing
Ford,
games again.
right?
I don't want to get the
Tacoma's a
wrong
Ford?
idea. So this means Phil's just going to stop playing games. He's done. No, I want to keep playing games. Look at what I've been doing recently with things like fighting games and stuff. It's been great. But we do have to
No,
have
it's not a Tacoma.
variety of
'cause
content,
that's a
and the
Toyota.
podcast has
I
become a
think it's
critical
a-
part of that
I
content.
think it's a
The
Dodge.
day I didn't do the podcast,
Or a
we saw a
Chevy,
decline in
not a
viewership.
Ford.
People left. They didn't support.
Oh, people
It's cause
left
and
and
effect.
didn't support.
Okay? Now,
The
there's
AI
another
voice
factor
does
here
fit
that
him
I need to
better.
bring up.
Yeah, it's not a
Okay, and this is
Toyota.
gonna be
It's
a big
American
one.
made, whatever it is.
So
I
hold
gotta
on to
check
your
with my
butts.
neighbor again.
But I need to do a quick shout out, okay?
Talking in circles.
Oh,
Favorite strain? I don't know. You know, I go to the dispensary, and honestly, I get the least expensive usually because that dispensary stuff is so strong.
someone tipped $1.50
Even the cheap stuff is good.
and says,
yeah.
I feel like you did it because August the Duck's video on you went viral. It didn't go viral. It's doing exactly the same as every other documentary about me.
He does talk about mooching off his
Hashes through
viewers.
the same kind of content.
Dakota.
The same kind
That's
of
what
stuff.
it is. It's Dodge
It didn't
Dakota,
go
I
viral
think.
would have been if it had
Kevin
like
Hall.
10, 20 million views. It's not viral. You don't know what the word viral means. Okay, it's basically the same drama content. Okay, now the older
Yeah,
factor
his
involved
coffee
in all
mug
of
was
this,
dirty from his greasy
all
ass
right,
hands.
is very
Gross.
simple. Okay, I wanted to do a test to see what would happen if
Me,
I
no,
had an
I'm not straight
entire
edge.
day
No.
where I did not ask for contributions, where I did not mention goals and hype them up, where instead I just let the gameplay content speak for itself. Now, it's a little difficult to judge because perhaps if I had done the podcast, it would have been different. Maybe there would have been people who showed up to the podcast and supported it. You know,
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know. You know, this is all hypothetical. You never know.
His one
right?
day test.
But
Yeah,
the
one day of
results are
not
the
begging
results.
almost killed him.
I didn't
He almost
mention
died from not
contributions. I didn't
begging.
ask for contributions. All I did was shout them out as they came in,
Copium, yes.
mentioned where we were with our running tally, okay? And all day long, I did not hit a goal. In fact, I only got about halfway to my goals on both streams.
Oh, too bad. So you only got
Okay.
150 instead of $300?
So I'm just going to make
or 300
it known
instead of 600.
for those
Like,
out there
what's the big deal?
that say, hey, Phil, if you just sat around and played games and made it all about the games, and that was
he did this just to justify the begging. Yeah.
The problem is that you don't just focus on the games. You have these other segments. You have this other content. You talk about it. Just go games like you used to. Okay? Well, I'm just going to be honest with all of you. No, that doesn't
and
work.
Acknowledge it. Going full steam afterwards could have changed the narrative.
It's incredibly hard in this day and age to make a living.
He needs to get more
just
hobbies and cultivate his personality.
Games.
He has a personality.
All right.
Pretty shitty one, I guess.
I tried for a very long time to stick to my guns, to be who I was.
His entire job is playing games and he sucks at them.
All right, seriously.
He's terrible.
It needs to be a situation.
He's never honest. Yeah.
Where basically there's got to be variety. There's got to be
a great banjo friend, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's got to be...
He was more digestible when he wasn't begging.
Understanding that it's not just about me sitting here playing games all day. It doesn't work anymore. The era of long-form playthroughs and making a living just doing them ended a decade ago.
Please give me money.
Arguably. Because people had to start changing. There had to be sponsorships, partnerships, getting the games early, getting exclusive access. Click this referral code. Do that. That's how those kind of people are making a living.
Well, he had
today.
enough people tell him
it's
that he
very
should have known
rare,
better.
and I'm not saying there's no situations,
almost
but it's
Corey
very
Good
rare
level
where you
of
would find a situation.
He's wage quitting
people
them.
People are going to be able to just play the game.
That's a new term. Somebody had to explain what a wage quit was to me.
And make a full living.
He quits the game if he's not making enough money.
I don't foresee that moving forward unless you are someone who plays that game, meaning you do the promotion, you do the sponsorship, you take the pay bag, you take the bag and run with it, right?
The pay bag. Yeah, take the pay bag and
making
run.
A living doing it like that, okay?
Oh.
So, in that regard, in that regard, I think that was definitive evidence that just doing the games doesn't work anymore, okay? Let's be honest. Got a couple more shout-outs to do, and then we're going to continue on with this train of thought. So Sin did a $10 super chat.
Yeah, why should he get a job? He makes more money e-begging, yeah.
Being honest, when you begin your stream answering detractors and drama and engaging with negativity, I hate it and leave. I was hoping you woke up. Sorry, this is my last
Well, he sure turned me.
We didn't do that today. I have not addressed a single detractor at all. We're not addressing drama. We're talking about what happened, why my content
Phil's husband even
yesterday.
hates his ass.
So, but your last dono, I can't stop you. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I know what wage quitting is now. Yes,
I think
thank
you. Cool the hell down.
Somebody had to explain it to me.
Because obviously you don't know what you're talking about on my stream.
He thinks he should be
but
paid
thanks for the
just
super
for
chat. If it is your
up.
last super chat, it's much appreciated.
That's an insult to his shit stain.
Sorry you feel that way. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. Continuing on. So, number one, I can't just play games anymore and expect some kind of success. I can't.
Can't do it. I gotta beg, too.
Enough.
I gotta beg while
There's gotta be change moving forward. So that's the number one. Okay? Number two.
All he's doing, train of thought, all he's doing is whining.
I literally did not ask for support yesterday. At all. And as you know, it's become part of my routine. It's part of my shtick. We hype up the goals. We hype up getting excited over who's going to be the next super chatter, who's going to be the first tipper, who's going to do a sub over on kick. And it works.
They're going to banish him.
It does. It legit works.
Tomorrow they're going to roast him on Kino.
Hype stuff up in a positive manner.
Oh my
and as long as people
understand
that you're hyping things up in this positive manner and that it's to hit goals, to get
Jenna
rewards,
says Phil doesn't have sex with Kat.
Then I don't see there's anything wrong with that.
Blow him in
all right?
pocket.
Where I do think that there's stuff wrong with
Thank
it
you, the
is,
Night
for
Richard.
example, if I get back to my old bad ways
dumber, Wilcock
of
or
saying things
Piggy?
such as,
Tough
You know,
call.
oh,
They're
I'm
both
desperate.
morons.
Oh my God. I can't pay my bills. I can't afford my groceries. You know what I mean? Like that stuff
Yeah,
was
thank you, Blazing
extreme.
Man. I appreciate it.
Okay. To the point where I'm embarrassed. I know I did it for years. I'm sorry I did. It was because I was
Wake up
desperate.
extra
I was
early to see
really
it
in a
all.
bad way. There
Yeah.
was a few years there where I had no money, no
60
credit, everything was
excuses
falling apart because
per
of the
second every
bankruptcy,
time he
and
plays
everything
Call
was
of Duty.
destroyed. Okay. Now I'm in a better place. So I'm not doing that shit. And, you know, I would hope I
Is
never
Schizo
ever,
posting?
do it
Oh,
again.
no.
So, you know, I'm hoping to improve for the better overtime, and I hope that I am improving for the better overtime. Instead of saying, hey, I'm desperate, say, hey, let's get hype, right? Let's get this moving. Let's get momentum. Let's hit the goal. Let's do a big reward, the exciting thing. I mean, if I hadn't hyped up all of our goals over the last couple of weeks, we wouldn't have had a Ninja Turtles pizza party. We
Oh,
wouldn't have
wow.
done the 5 Nights at Freddy's Torture-thon like we just did on Monday. That probably would have
Oh,
been
we
much.
wouldn't have done that. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Worski is joining in. The end game was to make funny content, do a lie detector video, and other wild ideas we had. Every idea was basically shot down. We all went in to get an in and see how far we could take it to make jokes content, but it went nowhere. Then Triple P made some jokes about him and he couldn't read the room and decided to kick Triple P out of Smart Guys, so it was all for naught. Funny thing is, we had a fantastic idea to have a collaboration with Locale Live with Phil, and he got all mad at us because it was his day off. But when our days were off, he was asking us for favor after favor. Yeah, on their days off, he wanted them to work. Didn't want to work with Keem, making him praise Keem today even more insane. He could even message while we were live or ask us in live in chat and make things uncomfortable. It was so tough to keep up the act and be nice to see this egg could hatch into something useful. So even Andy is going after him now. He's fucked. He's fucked, man. You don't want to make enemies of the Keto boys. You're fucked, Phil. You're so
Leader
fucked.
incoming, right?
I can't wait. You're so fucked.
I mean, hell, we're almost to the next reward right now. I don't think that would have happened either. We're getting accelerated rewards and special things. The Lego night.
Yeah, he's
that was
not
something
risking his
special a
life,
couple of weeks ago that we did just specifically because we're hitting goals. And that was something you guys told me you wanted. You said, don't do a DSP tries it, do a Lego night instead. So we
Not
did.
dog.
And
He's
now there's
never
people who are
embarrassed.
legitimately really enjoying
Narcissist. Yeah.
that content, correct? So the way I
Yeah,
see it,
the begging
as
sampler.
long
It works
as
though. I
it's
tried
being
it.
done
Distractor. It works.
in a way,
He has
okay,
shitty rewards.
where
He fills his fat
basically
face with
I am
food.
not
That's
being
supposed to be good
irresponsible,
rewards.
then it's okay.
He's fumbled
But
every
if
single
I
chance to
am
make
getting
money.
to the point where
Yeah,
it is
he's a
irresponsible
moron.
and I'm
He's a loser.
begging hard because I'm saying, oh, I desperately need it and all of that, that's messed up. Okay, it
Begging
is.
like PPP
So
made it hit the goals.
that's just
Yeah.
another take from yesterday.
He even screwed
I did
over
a day
Kino
with
Casino.
zero
What a
asks.
zero.
Goon. Not once did I say, hey, contribute. Hey, let's hit the goal. Hey, let's do this. Not once.
Yeah, he's always
Did I
in the
get
chat
support?
writing
I did.
nonsense,
I did
Lord
get
Ramail. We just let
Did
him
I
go.
hit
I don't
any
know
of
what
my
he's talking
goals?
about.
No,
I never
did
do.
not.
I never know
Not
what
at
he's
all.
talking about.
Okay, so here's your evidence. I'll still do all right if I'm never asking for support, but likely what'll happen is you'll have incredibly slow days. And that will
What
hurt
rewards?
me, to be
His
frank.
rewards is you
Okay,
give him
you
more
don't
money.
want to have a series
Yeah.
of incredibly slow days. It'll be much harder to hit goals, to do
He is
celebratory
doomed.
rewards,
He's
to get
fucked.
hyped for
He's
marathons.
so fucked,
Like that
guys.
all goes hand in hand.
Keto's gonna burn him to
Okay,
the
it
ground
does.
tomorrow.
So I'm just going off the evidence as presented to me.
He's got to
All
accept
right?
the lie detector
Something
challenge.
completely
Yeah,
different was tried,
absolutely.
and it had to be done organically, meaning I didn't announce ahead of time
He
that I was
didn't
doing
announce that he wasn't going to beg.
Okay,
right?
really. It had to be done with the right timing, and it was. It was a day when things were horrible for me. I just needed to take my mind off of everything.
His newest
I wanted to
reward will be
immerse
another
myself in the
jerk-off
games.
session
I
pretending
didn't
the
want to sit
camera's
here
off.
doing an
Oh,
interactive
man.
stream where I felt like shit. I didn't want to be shilling all that.
Sometimes you watch
I just
him
wanted
pig out.
to
Yeah.
sit here and be focused to get through the day, and it worked.
Oh, man.
Okay?
What a moron.
So all those factors combined all right,
Who offers
is a
for
few
a
things
reward only
that
to beg
I've
for
kind
more
of
money
surmised
during
and
said
gotten out of it.
reward? Make it
All
make
right,
sense.
and here it is, because I'm going to present it to you now. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And by the way, I just want to say this is like the extra
Moving
bonus
forward,
content.
I,
We didn't beg.
Darksydephil,
We didn't even set a
have
goal.
3 ways
We
that
didn't
I
get
can
any super
continue.
chats, but it's okay. This is the bonus.
And I think all 3 ways I can be
fat bag
successful.
earlier. I'm not going to be greedy
I feel
about
like
it.
if I don't take one of these 3 paths,
You had to
I
let
see
the
3
begging
roads
happen
before
organically.
me. One goes left, one
goes
goes right,
and one is
goes
the middle.
right up the middle.
Okay.
Okay? And I see all 3
He did
roads.
this experiment the day after he made
and
1,200. Yeah.
I don't know what the right course of action is. And to be quite frank
August
with
the
you,
Duck called him
I
the
don't
greediest
actually
person
believe
on
there
the
is a
internet.
right choice.
Yes.
But allow me to present
Doesn't
to
that
you
guy
the
got
3
half a million
paths
subscribers?
based on my observations recently.
300,000
okay?
people heard that he's the greediest pig on the internet.
Path number 1 would be a path that many content creators changed to, course corrected to. All right.
Oh, thank you. I
Over
appreciate
the years.
that.
What do I mean by that? Something smells in here.
AFTRMATH Spawn
What's
says,
that?
Steve, I made...
Anyone smell something?
Steve, you made my night. Thanks. Glad to hear
Did
it.
someone cut the cheese? Oh, a fart that smells just did a super chat. That's what it is. Well, I'll shout that out in a minute. I'll shout that out in a minute. All right.
Well, he's got a lot of insights.
Course number 1
Maybe he'll drop the...
is a simple
depending
course.
on how pissed off he
but
is.
It's a course that would make a lot of changes for me.
DMs and stuff.
All right. Sell out.
Gave a homeless guy $5 when I
Just
walked
give
by. I was
up
sure he'd
on the
pretend not
fact
to
that
know
I've been
me and
this
ask again.
stubborn asshole
He said hi
for
and
the
was
last
happy.
10 to
Phil would
15
ask for
years of
another
my life and
5.
career.
You're right.
And say, I give up on trying to be different. I give up on trying to do things in a different way. I should just do what's best for myself and my family.
Yeah, he's acting like it's a
and
choice.
say, fuck all this.
Yeah.
Stop standing on my own laurels, my own values.
Oh, he
my
has
own,
values.
Loyalty, all
yeah,
my honesty.
loyalty. You just
what does it all really mean anyway?
Stabbed your only friend in the back, you
right?
loser.
At the end of the day, does any of it actually matter? Or does what
Dog
matters
shit at
is that
humor.
I have the ability to provide for my family? Okay? So when I say this, what do I mean? I mean immediately I start reaching out to every major company that makes games, all those PR managers in between, indie game companies.
See, this is the deal. If he did get some sponsors, he wouldn't have to beg constantly. And he wouldn't have to depend solely on his audience for 100% of his income. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Not a bad thing? But he doesn't want to do that because that's selling out. Begging your audience every 2 minutes is not selling out, but getting corporate sponsors, that's selling out.
Companies, every single fucking company. And I say, hey, let's make a deal. Send me your game. Send me your product. Send me this, and I will shill it. Right? I will shill everything possible. I'll use your referral code. I will play your game early, and I will not break the street date, and I won't say a negative word about your game. I'll kiss its butt. I'll do exclusive stream previews for my audience so they'll see games.
There's a diplomatic way to do that and not really be a sellout. You can diplomatically talk about what you didn't like in the game and just emphasize what you did like in the game. You know, you don't have to totally lie to your audience, but you have to be diplomatic since you're being paid. And your audience will know you're being paid for the sponsored games
ahead of time, and I'll get everything early, and I'll do advanced reviews and sneak peeks, and you can fly me out to events where you can schmooze me in person and fluff me up so that I can get hype for your game and say your game's the best game ever. Everyone should be excited for it. Everyone should buy it. And you in turn will give me money, or you will give me exclusive access to that so that then I will benefit.
He's falling on his own sword and playing the victim card. Yeah.
Pat me on the back.
By the way, new corporate sponsor, Buzz Packs and Buzz Drops. Shout out to Buzz Drops.
In a circle, and that's
we'll
how
be doing a whole commercial for our corporate sponsor. Praise the cash. And later, I'm going to get buzzed
any
on these
content
Buzz
creator
Packs.
that you see that
It's
is a
wonderful.
gamer or influencer who abides by everything that I just mentioned has sold out.
Oh yeah, they're all
they
sellouts.
Don't make content,
but you're not selling out
passionate
begging like you.
They don't make content
Come on.
because they care about what they're putting out. They make content because they want to make
Buzz
money
Packs.
to make a living.
This is a an additive. This one, they make two products. Our new sponsor. One is Buzz Drops. It comes in a little bottle with a dropper, and you put one dropper into any drink. And these Buzz Packs are powder additive that you can add to any drink. It's cannabis based, and it's wonderful. You put it in any drink. I love it in Hawaiian Punch. It makes Hawaiian Punch buzzy. Yeah, and it's cannabis base. It feels great. It feels like I don't know, when I do like maybe two drinks, one packet in each, and it just feels like a light buzz, like maybe a couple glasses of wine or a little token, you know. But it feels very good, and I like the alcohol alternative. Usually, when I do the Buzz Drops or the Buzz Packs, I don't drink that night, so I just, you know, it's reduced my alcohol consumption, which is definitely a good thing. And I'll talk more about the new sponsor when I got to actually make the commercial, and I'm going to show, you know, how you use it. They gave me a big huge package of samples, and I'm enjoying it so much. I really am going to order it. That's why I was okay with you know, doing an ad read or two during a show for them.
To support their family.
Because it's a product I can get behind. Anything that gets you buzzed.
To make bank, to get rich, and to essentially take the bag.
Yeah, take
That's
the bag,
it.
Phil. You
Now,
loser.
is there
You wouldn't have
anything
to
wrong
beg
with
no
that?
more.
That's up to you to decide.
But he doesn't want to do
That's
it.
your own choice. Many people
Yeah.
don't see any issue with it. And they go watch these big creators who get thousands and thousands of viewers on their streams, who get all the access, who get all the extra stuff. I could have done that and done that over a decade ago.
And
I was in that
Nama.com, I
group.
think. I'll check for the...
I chose actively to not do it. But
It's
I could.
NAMACBD.com.
It would mean a complete shift of focus. It would mean a complete and utter change from the...
Here. Yeah, and I'm not even officially, I don't even have what my affiliate link is, but you know, they sell these premium products, THC and CBD edibles. You can get THC or CBD, or they make combinations. They make the Buzz Drops. That's the Buzz Drops that I was talking about. We do drinks too, and the Buzz Packs goes in any drink. I like it so far. All right, back to gay side.
It would be no honesty. It would be all fluff. Now, the streams would be way more positive. You would never hear me talking about the tractors ever again. I actually mean that.
Oh,
like,
sure.
It would mean I have to never be honest again about any of that stuff. I have to pretend like it's all white noise and doesn't exist and doesn't get to me. It would just be me talking about games, game news, and all these promotions.
I don't recommend
Here's
anything.
A referral code. Please click it.
I don't want to recommend anything that might get you in trouble.
Please buy this game. Here's,
right?
you know, it would be very different from
yeah,
who and what I am
ruined the sponsors,
today and always
sure.
have been. It would be a complete change of take. All right, that's path number one.
Oh,
that's the path
terrible.
going to the left, I feel. Okay, now, there is another path going to the right.
Drama.
And that path, ladies and gentlemen, is the path of drama.
Yeah, where you can make a lot of money and not have to beg anymore.
Of
loser.
Hate. The return of the old school
backside
classic.
Phil. Broke. He's
no
about to be
barred,
broke-side Phil.
No punches pulled. Say whatever the fuck I want. Do whatever the fuck I want. Because I'm the big dog in the yard and no one's gonna fuck with me. The return of the king of hate, Darksydephil.
This rant
I
is
shit on
cringe.
everything.
Yeah.
I make fun of everything. I razz everything.
The
and I
king of
cause
hate.
drama. I talk shit and everyone hates me and I hate them back. So I'm constantly arguing with people. We've got arguments.
Yeah,
We've got
he's
fights.
rejecting
We've
every
got, I'm going on
sponsorship. I don't think he
podcasts
can
and I'm
get
fucking
sponsors.
tearing people a new asshole.
That's
but
why
then they're
he's not
tearing me a
doing
new
that.
asshole.
Because he
And
can't
we got
get
people at each
sponsors,
other's
'cause he
throats. And I'm
sucks
appearing
as
on
an
Laucal
entertainer.
Live and Kino Casino. And I'm screaming at the host and
Yeah,
they're screaming
thanks.
back at me. And we're
Pinned
going
in the live
crazy.
chat. Go
and there's just
subscribe to
drama
H-Bomb,
left,
who
right,
makes
up and
these
down.
for us.
Darksydephil
He's all-
always causing problems for
Needs to
everyone.
get
He just won't
monetized.
keep his
Let's
fucking
all
mouth
go
shut
and-
because he bothers everyone and he talks shit about everyone.
Let's all
Why
go
can't he just shut
over and subscribe to H-bomb. It's pinned. Isn't it pinned in the live chat? No, I didn't. Oh yeah. Sub to H-bomb's channel. It's pinned in the live chat. Let's go over there because he only needs. Let's see how many more he needs. Oh gosh, he only needs like 250 more, 258 more subscribers, and he will be monetized. We're trying to help him get there. He makes good content. He deserves it. I remember distinctly that grind trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers. I think it took me a year. It took me a year, and I was making shows every day, or 5 days a week. I was making 5 shows a week for a year for free to get to the magic numbers. So let's try to get him there. I think he deserves it. He makes great content. He's helping my show with providing this content and letting me use it. He's done some of the voice cloning, and he's helped me out a lot. So we want to help him out back. Go on over to H-bomb. Let's get him monetized as soon as possible.
The fuck up. But it's very entertaining when he opens his mouth, and you always want to hear the next thing he's gonna say, because you don't know how crazy it's gonna be, and you don't know who he's not afraid to piss off next.
He'd make 10 times the money he makes playing games, doing drama content.
The right-hand choice.
And Pete tried to help him do that, but he
complete polar
screwed
opposite
the opportunity.
Of the left-hand choice. Because I'm not playing the game. I'm ignoring. I mean, I'll still play video games, sure.
Oh, sure.
But this would be leaning completely and utterly into the drama. Internet blood spore. I'm coming at all these motherfuckers who've come after me for the last 10 to 15 years. I'm going to destroy every single fucking one of them.
Yeah, and I just want to say, he doesn't have the talent or the humor ability to be involved in that kind of thing. Like, we saw, he tried to do it with Review Tech. He's boring. He sucks. Like, what's the best he could come up with for Review Tech? Oh, he's got a tech review channel, and he doesn't know how to build a PC. Show us you building a PC. You bought one pre-assembled, bitch. Like, he doesn't have the temperament to really go after somebody and make it entertaining or funny like we do.
And then when I'm done with them, because it won't take long to go through these fucking schlubs who shat on me for so long. When I'm done with every one of those fucking losers, and there's just a pile of broken fucking bodies at my feet.
Oh yeah, they're losers.
Then I'm going
Phil's
after everyone else.
Yeah, Phil's
no
the
one
winner.
is fucking safe from the king.
That's what people would want to see, though. People would want to see that, even if it was bad.
Now, what's hilarious about that is that
nobody would
everyone
touch
is
him
going
with a 10-foot
crazy right
pole.
now. Everyone is going nuts.
He made $309.
Right, they are.
Well, that's more than he made with Triple P.
It's funny,
but
the first option I mentioned, the
he
left
had to
road,
split it
going
with
towards
P.
gaming and butt kissing and selling out, some people were like, we would like that. We're okay with
This
that.
is brutal,
Now I go
yeah.
to the drama side, and people are like, oh my God, yes, drama. Well, do it, Phil. Chain, group everyone. Rah, 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 right? But you have to understand something, okay? Just like the left turn goes into selling out.
Control.
When you go left and you turn that direction, you have to understand something. You can't go back. Once you're a shill, you're always a shill. It never changes. You will always be that shill, and you can't stop it.
Yeah,
you will
everything
have to be
positive
that, for the
that
rest
comes
of your
his
career.
way.
Because no one's going to believe you after you've sold out and lied for so long. If you go to the right and you become ultimate drama, the return of the king of hate, and I'm here to destroy the internet and fuck everyone, right? That also is an irreversible change.
No, it isn't.
Because
you can always say, "Look, I don't want to be negative anymore," and go back to stupid gaming.
All right, willingly, which I have not done.
He likes just
I have
hearing
been incredibly
talk.
resisting, and I keep telling you guys, I don't
Mortal
want to go
Kombat
down that
humiliation for
vortex.
the next game.
I think that it would be destructive, to be quite frank. I think that would result
He thinks it's impossible
in some
to
of the
change
most
as a
interesting,
content creator.
most entertaining content the internet has ever seen.
I'll say
And
this.
also,
it's difficult to change as a content creator because you do get stuck in your niche. For example, we did so much UFO and paranormal coverage. That's all we did. And then when a few people were even like, why are you going on this Kino Casino show? They're like low-cal people. Like, they didn't understand. But most of what we've done here is busting grifters, and Phil, to me, is just another grifter. But instead of a UFO themed grifter, he's a video game themed grifter. He's still a grifter. So most people in my audience were receptive to going after Phil because he's a grifter. He's a scumbag grifter. But a few people were like, "Oh, this isn't UFOs. You're changing." People are resistant to change. People don't like change. Most of my audience is very kind and knows one of the reasons that I got into the Kino stuff and the Phil stuff is because I was going crazy being so hyper connected to the UFO world that it was driving me crazy. So I like it. It gives me a break from that stuff. We do something else for a night and then we go back to it. It is difficult to change the kind of content, but it's possible. It's doable, especially because one thing I've learned is that I think I've learned is that the good audience members just want to spend some time with you, be entertained, hear a good story. And you should be able to do that about more than just a tiny niche that you usually cover. Phil can't. He doesn't have the talent, right? I can't believe he said that without busting out laughing. Yeah. Phil is an actual alien. Just look at that rotting human skin that he's wearing. Phil is a human-style streamer. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It would destroy people's fucking lives. Okay? I'm just being honest.
Oh, it would destroy people's
I think it
lives.
would be incredibly entertaining and incredibly toxic and destructive at the same time. I see people losing their jobs. I see people losing their livelihoods. I see people getting completely destroyed. Really?
You wouldn't be able to do that to anybody.
All right? So,
Phil is a human
go.
toilet. Jeez,
that's that direction. If I do that, that's the end.
Yeah, a little bit of
me
variety.
Seriously covering games. Every once in a while,
Yeah,
I'll
he
pull
thinks
a
he
game
can
out and
destroy
play,
people.
But it's going to be drama
Yeah.
all day. All day.
Expand
every
or
day,
die.
Drama, drama, drama. And by the way, I fully believe,
He's
truly
not balding,
believe,
it's his jowls.
that either of those paths, which are the easy paths, would make me
Yeah,
more
they admit they're
popular,
grifters, but they're entertaining
more
grifters
financially
and fun to
successful,
watch.
and secure a future for
Phil
my
is a
family.
shameless, pathetic
I
grifter
firmly
that
and
is
utterly
talentless and
believe that.
backstabbing. He deserves to be felted.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then there's the third row. Okay?
Oh, what's
There's
the
the
third
third
road?
row.
The shit road that you're already on.
And the third road is the hardest. And the third road is the most challenging and the toughest. All right? Because the third road is the road that no one travels.
Yeah, we had tech issues. I
It's the
apologize
road
for
that
that.
don't
I wanted
sell
to do
out,
the
but don't
bonus
become a drama
material,
queen,
so I'm here to
person here.
do some overtime because we
third
hit
road
2 goals.
is
Thank
the
you,
road
guys.
where I listen directly to my viewers, and I do my best to take
I
constructive
would do that
criticism
with
and change
P,
for
yeah.
the better in the future. But I be my own person. I don't become the shill sellout. I don't become the drama queen, king of hate. But instead, I'm just me.
You mean
I sit
boring
here every day
you?
and I hang out with you and we have honest, fun conversations
Begging
about
is
gaming,
hard.
about news, about other
Yeah,
stuff.
he just said it. He wants it
I
easy.
do branch out from time to time.
The other two
and do
require
different kinds of
risk. He's
content,
risk
but it's not
averse.
always my major focus.
Let's
If new
break
hot
that
games
down.
come out, we can go back and
Risk averse. He is risk averse. We heard from Triple P earlier tonight that every idea that Triple P pitched them, and Andy agreed with this, they came and they pitched him all these ideas. But he's so risk averse and such a pussy that he came up with excuses why he couldn't do any of the things that they suggested. And I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. They're obviously both Worski and Triple P are obviously more talented and better, bigger earners. They make more money than him. Why would you not listen to it? Like, I swear to God, if they told me that we're going to make content about like bird watching tomorrow, if they told me I should do that, I would go get a pair of binoculars and some cameras and start bird watching. Whatever they told me to do within reason, But if they made a suggestion and were really adamant, like, Steve, we really think you should do this, it would be good for you, I would try it at least. He's so risk averse, he doesn't want to take a risk. Going the drama route, that's taking a risk. Getting corporate sponsors and really trying to be if you're going to have corporate sponsors, you got to do ad reads and you got to promote their products. He sucks. he wouldn't be able to promote people's products. I don't think he could get sponsors. I wouldn't hire him. I don't know anybody that would, because he sucks. He's not entertaining. He's boring. He's constantly begging. You don't want somebody representing your company or products that's like that. You want somebody that's a winner, right? So the two roads that are risky, he doesn't want to do. The easy road, oh, just be myself. You mean your begging, boring self that is dying on the vine? I wrote a song once called Dying on the Vine. And it's exactly about this. This guy is dying on the vine. He's dying on the vine right now. And he knows he has to change, but he refuses to. So he's going to come up with whatever strokes his own ego and makes him feel good about staying the boring, begging loser he is. Phil is too much of an entitled, lazy narcissist. Yeah, the two roads that require some actual work, he doesn't want those roads, right? Phil has tism about having control over everything. He provides no value. No company wants to represent that. Yeah. And I have to say, I'm new at ad reads. Like we had a couple of sponsors, but they were sporadic. Like they only wanted me to promote them for a few shows, not a long-term thing. And I did it. And I got a little bit of money out of it, but I did it for experience so that when somebody came along that would be a long-term supporter, and now we have a few that I'm going to do ad reads for, I have a little bit of experience in that, right? Kevin Alt says, I don't get buzzed often, but when I do, I use buzz drops. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna, and we'll promote the product well because I like it. I'm actually excited about it. And I would say that it cut my drinking by, I don't know, a couple of nights a week now. Instead of drinking every night, I take some nights off. I just do the buzz and then I relax and watch a movie or something, right? Yeah, Phil's ego is too big. Yeah, definitely. He can't, and he's just, I don't know, man.
And enjoy them. If a chill indie game's out, we can hang out and like it. But we can also adjust and pivot on the fly. I'm not going to be the king of hate or the king of anything. I'm not going to be the shill king where I make a ton of money.
Yeah,
but I'm still going to be.
not have to beg your audience to pay your bills every day, you loser.
And I won't lose myself, and I won't have to change and take the easy way out like everyone else has. All right, but there is a caveat to all of it.
It took them forever to get a capture card.
And here's the caveat. Here is the kicker. Here's the catch.
Yes, please do hit the like button. It really does help.
Thing that so many people seem to have issue with when I take that third road. All right, the road far less traveled.
Yeah, it's probably a lie, Wilson Tortoso. Yeah, it's probably a lie.
And because I'm doing it differently, and I don't have sponsor money, I don't have drama money, I have to ask my viewers for money.
Phil or Ethan
because
Ralph?
I'm asking you daily if you like the third road, the road that's the hardest out of all of them. Or I'm not going to get big corporations backing me and a bunch of people who like internet blood sports throwing their money at me.
That's the
I'm
easy road.
I'm going to need those who want that different kind of content
the begging
to actually
road.
Come and support it. And I'm going to be asking you every day. And I'm going to be asking you, Jasper, are you okay?
Is this cat
You're
okay?
right? He jumped in the window and he slipped and he fell out of the window.
Oh.
You're right? I think he got caught up in the curtains.
Oh, the horror.
Poor guy. Okay, let's continue.
I mean, Ralph went to prison.
Because this is the road less traveled, because this is the one that no one does, right? Everyone makes bank one way or the other. And everyone wants me to go one way or the other. I keep getting told, go this way or go that way. Go this way or go that way. What about my way? And what's wrong with my way? All right, honestly, what's wrong with my way? Because
U.S. Army retired lieutenant.
The major complaint, everyone says, you just ask too much.
Yeah, he probably did, Matthew. Yeah.
Well, when I ask, I receive. When I say, let's get hype for an event, let's get hype for this and that, people actually support it because they like it. If they didn't like it, why would they support it?
Because you guilt trip them.
Things like, oh, your reward is you're going to eat fast food. How is that a reward? Well, why don't you ask the people who supported to get it?
Middle
because
ground.
Obviously they saw it as such. Did they not? Can we not just do an entire day of me playing a series of games that I never would have played on my own, but because you guys asked for it, I did.
Right?
And now we've got the awesome outcome where now I might actually play these games in the future and check them out because I understand them better.
6 months of Army service, you did more than Phil.
Not a good outcome from me asking for contributions to get there.
Why does he have it? Because
another question that I have to pose, okay? Me sitting here on
pinned in the live chat is a link to go to H-Bomb and H-Bomb's channel is here. Let me kind of refresh here. 755 subscribers, so he needs 245 more of you to go over there and subscribe. We have the gay dub because H-Bomb makes him, and I think it's funnier listening to him gay. Right? It's for comedic effect. He's definitely more believable flaming like this.
On a stream all day saying, let's hit the goal. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some subs, right? Who is that hurting exactly? Was I running a large-scale crypto scam where I lied to my viewers about their investments, making them rich, and then I just pulled the rug out from under them and pocketed all their money?
Now he's going to justify the begging.
Didn't ruin any of their lives.
Justify all the begging.
Right? Did I run an entire giant corporation based on giving your children unhealthy candy?
Oh, come on. You lied to everybody that you needed money for taxes and then you spend it on a fucking game, you moron. That's called consumer fraud. You guilted everybody into thinking you were about to be homeless and destitute if you didn't raise a few $1,000s, and then you spent that money on a fucking video game like a moron.
And Lunchable knockoff meals that actually are going to make them like sick and not healthy, but because I'm some big guy who's like the Pied Piper to children on the internet, it's all okay. So I ruin an entire generation of kids who watch garbage on the internet. Did I do that?
You know what I mean? Correct? All right? Yeah.
Did I fake cancer for money?
My way is the begging way. Yeah.
Did I do any of these horrible, horrendous things that other content creators who are big and
people
prominent
is 3 whales in their
just
socket
get
cans.
off doing every day and never get held accountable for? No. What I said was, let's eat some fucking pizza. Send me some money so next week we can order pizza, which you will help me to order, and we'll have a fun pizza party
because that's a big reward.
And then we did
Watching this fat
and
pig
then it was fun.
Eat pizza.
So what's wrong with that? We've got actual creators on the internet making documentaries about me saying I'm the greediest creator.
You're right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hell, you didn't like that.
Have you ever watched anyone else, you pathetic fucking
No,
schlub?
You are by far the most
you
greedy
are so
beggar on the internet, dude. By
because
far.
You take the low-hanging fruit, the easy target that everyone's already targeted, to make a worthless fucking video that rehashes the same shit.
He's triggered
and just
about that.
Ignores the fact that there are people 47 times worse than me who actively hurt people on a fucking daily basis to get ahead, but somehow I'm the greediest person on the internet. Get fucked, you disingenuous fucking loser.
Oh yeah, he's a loser.
No idea.
He's got 500,000 subs.
Make a
he's not a loser like you.
What a fucking loser schlub to pull my name out of the hat and say I'm the greedy guy. You're nuts.
There will never be a bigger e-beggar than the king of e-begging. It's good to be king, but not if everybody knows you as the king of e-begging.
Now,
he's the greediest, the seediest, a most foul, degenerate panhandler. No life skills.
The third path means I need your support.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be mooching off those suffering much more than him. Yeah,
and it means every day I'm going to hopefully get it, and I will be disappointed if I don't. Okay? Wait, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Because it's not get paid to kiss butt and get paid to
the reward for giving him the money is an opportunity to give him more money.
Get paid to be me and ask for the payment because it's willing.
Because he's gay and he's bald.
I'm giving
That's
you the
why his voice is so weird.
And then hopefully you guys will help to keep it coming by supporting me moving forward. It's different. It's definitely a different model. And at least people, these fucking, you're an e-beggar. Listen, you tell me.
You're right. You're right.
What's the better path? The sellout?
He begged for $150 the day after making $7K
or
with
the person
who
says, let's get positive and please send me some support so we can do some fun stuff together. What's worse?
It's fun for
Nothing's
him.
perfect.
He's
I'll
collecting
be
money
honest, I don't
from
think any three of
morons
those
on the
choices is
internet.
perfect. I don't. And to be honest with all of you, okay, I don't think that it's my right to sit
He is
here
an
and
e-bagger,
say
yeah.
that any of those paths are absolutely incorrect. I may morally disagree with some of those paths. All right, I might. But that doesn't mean that they're wrong. That doesn't mean that they're right. It just means that they're
No,
different.
this is his coke
Okay?
stream
I
about
think
the
too many people on
three
this planet
roads
think that the
club
world is black and white.
that he
So
could
either that
take.
was the right path or it was the wrong path. That's not true. Everyone can live to coexist and do
You're
their own
right.
thing
I could believe that
and
too.
not have to
H-word
fuck
up.
with others and not have to destroy the things of others. You know what I'm saying? I've learned this a lot over the last 10 years, that it's more about live and let live. I mean, I had a lot of
He
issues
hates the
with
titles of all the
Keemstar and the
documentaries
kind
about
of
him. A
content that
decade
he
of
puts out.
failure.
I
The
really
greediest
like
beggar. It ticks him off.
strongly disagreed with him and thought that it was wrong. And I sat here and I crapped on him because I was jealous of his success. And I didn't like that he was getting over
Laser
with the
eyes.
kind of bullying, lol
Yeah.
cow kind of content that he was making. Okay? And then we sat down and we had a conversation together, very man-to-man, very respectfully.
Oh, and now he's sucking
And now I think my
Keem's
eyes have
dick
been
now.
opened and I realized I really don't think it's my right to criticize that content if everyone who's involved in it is willingly involved in it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
different if someone's forced into it, coerced into it. There's a difference. But everyone who's on those shows is willingly on them. They're actively engaged in it. They're making bank
Yeah,
doing
there's
it.
only three
And it's their
roads,
right to.
Iron Chef
It's not my place
Sakai.
to sit here and crap on that
Why,
way.
where's
You know,
where's
on
the
the flip
100
side of that,
gifted
the sellout
subs,
stuff, I
Iron
know
Chef?
I rag on those people all the time.
Well, because they
I
don't have
know I do.
breasts, you're not going to
100%.
dono bomb me?
I don't like
Come
sellouts.
on,
I
Iron
don't like
Chef.
you
We
turn on
modded
someone's
you.
stream and you've got referral code here, ad over here, click here to buy merch, click here to do this. Where's the content? You're literally a living billboard at that point. And a lot of people have done that. Okay? They've become
Yeah, he is the same
sponsor-centric
Blazing Man, yeah.
streamers. I don't like that. At the same time, is it really my place to be
Guess I
crapping
can
on
stop
him?
pretending to be a fan and Phil's
Maybe I
chat
should
as a
have been
joke
a
now.
lot more respectful when it came to,
He is the
what was it,
ultimate
Woody's
life
Gamer
loser.
Tag and that show
What a
that they
neat-
run, which I don't remember what it's called anymore. Isn't it? Oh, Painkiller or whatever it is, where I shat all over them and I said, man, that's fucked up. Look, their show's terrible. I mean, yeah, that was kind of me making fun of them, lampooning them. But at the same time, if they're making a living doing it, and they're not hurting anyone by doing it, then I don't
No,
know
it's a
why
filter, Darren,
I'm shitting
here.
on them, except, of course, jealousy. But I'm jealous that they're successful, while here I am over
He
here,
always
the
has
whipping
been
boy
a
of the
poser.
internet,
He
and
just
I've,
copies what other
scraping to
more
get by and
successful
shit
people
like
do
that,
without
right? So again,
understanding.
it's just jealous. It's the same
That's why he
thing.
sucks. Yeah, he sucks.
Same thing that I had with Keemstar, right? So there's really nothing
I'll
wrong
do that, Iron Chef Sakai.
with any of the paths.
I'll do that.
All right? But I want you to understand why I've tried to do things different. Why
Yeah,
I feel
pay
like
up,
my
Iron
path
Chef
can work,
Sakai. Time to
but it
pay up.
requires
We need a
people to
dono
actually
bomb.
have some independent thoughts. It's the same thing. Same thing that I had with Keemstar, right? So there's really nothing wrong
Stormcrow,
with any
thank you
of
for
the
that.
paths.
Gotta
all right?
bounce.
But I want you
Thanks
to
for the epic
understand
streams.
why
Thank you, Stormcrow.
I've tried to
Big
do
time
things
show
different,
supporter, long time
why
show
I feel
supporter.
like my path can
Big
work,
ups, thank you very
but it
much.
requires people to actually have some independent
And
thought.
yeah,
To not listen to fucking morons who are constantly just crapping on
But let's
stuff,
face it, also,
using
money
it
talks.
for personal gain. Phil's the worst guy on the internet.
Nope.
But let's face
Dude,
it, also,
there
money
is no
talks.
one who can
Money
legitimately
talks.
look at me
Thank
and my
you,
content
Stormcrow.
and say that I am the worst guy on the internet, period. It's just not possible. So anyone who has is a disingenuous liar who has no content and
We
relies
need that
on
Iron
trying to
Chef
make
Sakai
fun
Hail
of
Mary.
memes on the internet
Yeah.
to make content. I want you to think about that. I sit here and I grind every day to put out content for you, whether it's gaming
Chill
news, a
means bitching.
podcast, just
Positive
hanging out and
means
having a
tips.
conversation, playing a game, doing other things outside the box, whatever it is. It's definitely content. All right?
It's definitely content.
I don't just
yeah.
make my
Shit,
content
slop
talking
content,
about
but
other
it's
people's content. I make original content. That's
He
way
calls it
harder.
grind.
Because if you don't
Yeah.
make your original content, you just suck on everyone else.
It's nice
You're a
that
fucking
Iron Chef
parasite.
Sakai is no longer under pignosis.
I don't need anyone else to
Yep,
exist.
victim segment.
I exist in the center of this weird universe, and this parasite vortex exists around me. If I turn off my camera and never broadcast again, 1,000 people have nothing to do tomorrow.
Life Sucks by L. Crimson King.
So every
Have
one
you
of
seen
them
that
can
Phil
get
cartoon
fucked.
yet? Yeah, I think we might
None
have
of what
played
you
it.
say matters. None of your criticism is
We'll save it for
valid.
the next one.
You're a bunch of fucking
I'll check it out.
loser lowlives, and you don't mean anything to me. What does mean something to me are the people
we
who
don't
are
mean
here
anything to him.
day in, day out,
Original
hanging
content.
out with me on stream,
Phil, you make
supporting
shit.
me in moral ways and financial ways to allow me to do what I love. Those are the people who are going to support me, or they're the reason that I'm still here. After 17 years and so many other people who become irrelevant.
All right, I think we've done enough here. I've been here for another hour and a half for the bonus portion of the show. You get the idea. I'm going to put the video into our live chat. Watch the rest of the video here. And please, friends, let's all go over to H-Bomb's channel. He only needs 250 or so more, and he will be monetized, and that would be a good thing. We want to pay it forward. You know, I got a lot of help from the Kino boys, so we want to pay it forward, get him some help so that he could get monetized. He deserves it. He makes good content. It's funny. Yeah. The content is original, but all he does is restream games, which a lot of people do as a hobby, not very original. Yeah, I mean, there's thousands and there's tens or hundreds of thousands of people doing exactly what he does on Twitch. So how is what he does at all unique or original? It's not. He just was lucky that he was an early adopter. That's why, you know, he got a big fan base, because he did it early. Didn't do it well, if you ask me. And I guess just to wrap up, here's what I will say. I will say that Phil's loss, his moronic, you know, cutting ties with Triple P, is my gain. Because if Triple P really wants to do a show here, whether we do a Darksydephil pig roast or we do something else, I'll put it together and we'll make much more money than this Smart Guy show. I'm sure of it. The two of us together would be much better. So selfishly, I'm going to snake Phil again and take his co-host. If Triple P is willing, I will work my ass off to make whatever I do with Triple P a success. And, you know, I guess I would say that, like, I was very fortunate in that I, like, honed my skills as an online personality, I guess, and a show host and an entertainer for almost 4 years for little or no money. But I kept grinding and learning things and getting better at making content. And when a good opportunity came and the Kino boys gave me that opportunity, I was ready to step up and level up. Phil will always be a level 1 loser. He will never level up. He's just not, he doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have the passion or, you know, the technical ability even. The guy's fucking with cameras live on his show, like getting up and plugging and unplugging shit. Like, he's just a moron. He's not talented. And I'm glad that he snaked the Kino boys, because now the Kino boys will pull up. None of the Kino fans will ever give Phil another dollar for the rest of his shit career. So he just screwed the pooch. He stabbed Triple P in the back after all Triple P tried to do to help him. Then they kind of blamed, did you hear that? He kind of blamed them, like, well, they took a month vacation after I got a little bump from them, so maybe that's why it didn't work. No, it didn't work because you're a talentless bum and a loser, and you couldn't level up. You will always be a level 1 moron, loser, beggar. You're never going to improve. And really, and I told the Kino boys this, you know, behind the scenes, but I said something like, he is not on your level. Like, you guys are treating him like an equal, like a peer. He is so beneath you two, right? But Triple P saw something in him and thought we could do this thing and make some kind of great content together. And we could have. I was going to do the live. I was going to fly. Triple P arranged it with me we talk behind the scenes. He's like, you've got that polygraph. Can you take it on a plane? Yeah, it goes in a briefcase. I could take it on a plane on as a carry-on, and we can fly to Washington. I'll do the lie detector. I have cameras. I have a go bag with cameras, and we could have streamed it, and we could have done it up. It might have went viral. He didn't want to do it because he's a loser and a moron. Um, yeah, he had a month to earn Keno Casino fans' support for them leaving for a month. If anything, it should have helped him. Yeah, and listen, I'll say this. Uh, this. I don't want to make it sound selfish, but I'm glad when they take time off because the Keno audience is kind of bored, and I'm not a Keno host, but I'm in that. I've been a guest there a bunch of times. So when they take off, I do better because the Keno people come over here to see what's going on while they're taking time off. And I knew right after I was a guest a bunch of times, I made the mistake. Remember, we used to stream at 9 o'clock. I stopped doing that. I don't want to stream when they're streaming because I lose the whole Keno crowd. So we start streaming at 7. But I know that I do better on nights that they don't have a show because even starting at 7, as soon as that 8:30 hits, we lose, hundreds and hundreds of live viewers. And I understand it. They're going to their Keno shows. So he had a month. He had a month where they took off, where he could have really hit the ground running and catered to the Keno crowd and try to do material that they would appreciate and come over to his stream. And he failed miserably because he's a loser. And he always will be. And it is selfish of me to be happy that he did this. But I am. Fuck him. Fuck him. He didn't appreciate the opportunity that the Keno boys gave him. I appreciate it. And I'll do whatever I have to do to repay them. I'm tremendously in their debt for the help that they gave me. And I grinded for 3 or 4 years and almost nobody really helped me. I got a few tiny little bumps maybe from other shows or guest appearances, but they were small. Like maybe I'd go on a show and get 50 new subscribers from it or 100. When I went on Keno's show, I went from 10,000 to what are we at? 17,000 just since November when they had me as a guest and really pumped me up. And I totally appreciate the opportunity. You'll never see me snake them or talk disparagingly about them or whatever. Like if we have a disagreement, we'll work it out. Like because we're men, right? Vile Peltonen says, but he autistically insists on creating the most boring possible content. Imagine how much money he could have made from Keem PPP Clum documentary. Just so many opportunities wasted. Yeah, exactly. You do similar content that KC fans like while adapting to the audience. He doesn't fit in the Keno show sphere. You're a great show host that shows with your line of success and his downfall. Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I got to tell you, I was never very nervous about an interview, but I was for that Darksydephil interview, not because I was worried about Phil. I was worried about disappointing the Keno boys. Like I wanted to make sure that it was good, really good content and that they would be satisfied with sending them over here to do that, so boy, was I a little stressed out, but it worked out great. I rose to the occasion. That's something I leveled up since the Keno boys came into my life. I really do feel like I leveled up. And it's so funny because I have another show host friend, but we're in way two different worlds. I won't even mention him, but he has, 100,000 or more subscribers. And he gave me some advice. He did help me a little bit with advice and ideas for what to do on my show. And right before the Keno boys, he said something to me like, you have to hang out with people that are much more successful than you. Because if you're hanging out with, and he noticed that I have guests that have way less subscribers than me, maybe, doing the best I can to get guests. But his point was that I have to start hanging out with people who are much more successful at this than me and learn from them, take advice from them, get some mentorship, They'll give you some ideas. They'll tell you what worked for them and what didn't. And boy, did that turn out to be true, because obviously these Kino guys very successful, and they gave me some advice and helped me, and you know and I'm sure I'll be a guest there again. We're just trying to work it out, because a few of those things didn't go so well, because some of the more studious, like, we kind of made a mistake on the Bob Lazar thing, because it was like a very serious presentation and not very funny. But we'll adjust, and we'll just bring the funniest of the wackadoos over there, and we'll try again, right? What is PPP's channel name? It's Kino Casino Clips on YouTube, or just Kino Casino on Kick. Yeah. So anyway, my point is, I really leveled up, and I appreciated the opportunity, and I owe them a great deal of debt. I have a lot of favors that I have to repay. Like, I believe in karma. They sure helped me. So anything they need, whether it's graphics, video editing, or AI stuff, I'd be happy to help them in any way that I can. Phil, as we heard, he just took and took and took, and he never gave. Whatever P and Andy Worski would ask of me, I will do it. And there was times where they're like, "Oh, we have a really light week. Can you put together, enough clips and stuff for a show?" Sure, I'll put it together. I'll get it done. Steve, they talk about how great you are on the show all the time, even when you are not even on it. Yeah, those guys are good guys, really good guys. I'm very blessed, And it's so funny, because I called them "you shoulds." Like, people were always saying, "You should do this, Steve. You should do that." And somebody came to me and said, "You should go on this Kino Casino show. They're like you, but they're going after locals and losers on the internet, but you guys would be great together." And I went, "Okay, let's check them out." But I'm glad that it worked out, because people, thank you. Welcome to the show is back to his previous positive self, right? Yeah. So it worked out well, and I really think that it worked out well, because I paid my dues. I grinded here for 3 or 4 years, developing good content and presentation skills and investigatory skills, and putting things together as a video producer. So when that opportunity came, I was ready. And meanwhile, Phil's so lazy, when the opportunity came for him, he fucked it up. He didn't fucking rise to the occasion, because he's a loser, and he's lazy, and he's a slob, and let's just take the easy road out. I'll just play shitty children's games like Ninja Turtles and beg for money until I hit my goal every day so I can eat. That's a pathetic existence I would never wish on anybody. Wilson Tortosa says that's called organic growth, unlike Phil, whose only organic growth is the black mold in his bathroom. Gross. 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 Phil has been weighed, he has been measured, and he has been found wanting. Yeah. Yeah, Dino Spumani says, "I said it, man. You took full advantage of the opportunity. Phil squandered it completely." Yeah, and I got to tell you, I was nervous. With the Kino guys, I was like, "Man, I got to bring it. Like, I got to be good, and I have to be funny," which sometimes isn't my strong suit. Sometimes I'm better at those serious presentations with the slides, and this is, you know. So I was nervous. I got to bring it, and I have to be entertaining and funny, and I have to have a good rapport with Andy and P, and I think we did that. I with the exception of that, I think we kind of the first P said the first bunch of shows that I did with them were great, because I was bringing the funniest stuff. But after a while, my archive is getting weak, and they want another show, and we have to, the Phil the especially the Bob Lazar was just too serious. Like, it wasn't funny enough. It was we really fucking wrecked him, and exposed him as a lying scumbag, but it wasn't very funny. It wasn't very Kino. So now I know, when I put together shows for them, make it as Kino as possible. Oh, thank you, Sacha, and I appreciate it. I have my moments, right? You should cover more locales. It's a content gold mine. You could do deep dives into lore using YouTube videos and Kiwi Farms as resources. Yeah, we might go review tech next, right? And maybe Boogie, I love somebody that would fake cancer, right? I love how Phil early excuses were that he's a gamer, not a video editor. That's why he uses a camera pointed at his TV. Didn't it take him years? People were telling him to get a capture card before he finally did it when he was like forced to because his content took a nosedive. What I find strange, Papa Zamberos, what I find strange is Phil won't go into drama because it's not him. But then he says he was playing a character when he was the king of hate. Why can't he play the character to entertain an audience? Because he sucks. And he doesn't have, he's boring. He sucks. He just doesn't have the skill set, right? He doesn't have the skill set to do this, right? Um, Phil was like 4 years late on the direct capture. Oh, geez. Yeah. So listen, friends, we've done our due diligence. I want to thank all of you kind and generous benefactors. We certainly want to thank Triple P for coming across and really delivering. Man, he really spilled the tea, and I'm certainly glad for that. And we want to thank Darksydephil for providing yet another big fat bag of money, all for me. Thank you, Darksydephil.
Throw money at me.
They sure did, Phil. And I didn't have to beg for it, you loser moron. And, like I said, it might sound selfish, but I'm glad he did what he did. Because if I swear, if P comes here, I will work my ass off to make sure that if he wants to do a show here every week, whatever we do will be twice as successful as the smart guy's joke of a show. We'll make twice as much money. We'll have twice as many viewers. That would be my goal. Just to jam it in Phil's ass, you loser, giving up an opportunity I don't know. I've heard so many people say it, and I believe it. Triple P is one of the funniest guys on the internet. And if you have an opportunity to have a show with him as a co-host, you don't fuck it up. You don't ruin that opportunity over some petty nonsense. He should have just worked it out like a man, but he's not a man. He's a pussy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Kino show tomorrow because I'm sure they're going to fucking roast him bad, right? Because there'll be more shit to talk about tomorrow. Triple P called smart guys. All Phil did was read off tips because all he cares about is money. Yeah, somebody did an analysis. He only talked like 15 or 20% of the time. And P did all the heavy lifting and P did all the work, It's going to happen. You pretty much called Phil turning Kino Casino. Yeah. Tell PPP Phil will never apologize. He should just release the DMs. Well, we'll see what happens about that. So listen, I'm going to put as the primary welcome video, the earlier video, and I'll just try to put in the description that we had technical issues. And I'm sorry about the mic issues. We'll get it worked out. Next time we'll be sure that the levels are the same. I'll do a tech test with Triple P before we go live. He was concerned about connecting because I don't use Discord to connect guests, and we just checked it earlier, and it seemed like it worked, but I couldn't hear the difference in the audio level. So I apologize for that. I apologize for the stream killing itself, right? Yeah, but I should be back tomorrow night because I think there's going to be some more drama that will happen, right? But I prefer that I'm taking off tomorrow night. So we'll see what happens. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, X. It's at Stephen Cambian. We always announce the live shows there. And yeah, that's really all we got for you. So we hit a bunch of goals. Triple P crucified Phil. And yeah, I'm telling you that this was one of my funnest shows ever tonight. So thank you all for that. And Phil, fuck you right in your eyes, you fucking loser. You loser piece of shit. You fucking ruined the tremendous opportunity that was handed to you on a silver plate because you're a fucking moron. But thank you, because I may have gotten a new co-host for a new show. You fucking moron loser. All right, that's all I got for you, friends. Thanks, big ups, and thanks to Triple P and a few of the other so-called detractor channels asked about restreaming. It's fair use. It's fair use. Anything goes. Give a link back to my channel. Thank me. You can stream away, clip away. I'm sure many people already clipped a whole P rant because it was glorious. Glorious, I say. So thanks for all the support tonight. I have to add that shit up tomorrow and send Triple P a PayPal. I'm glad. I don't think he should have lost money tonight because Darksydephil is a backstabbing moron, right? And he probably made more tonight than he would have ever on Smart Guys in an average night. So fuck Phil right in his eyes, right? You want to lose the most talented co-host that you could ever have gotten, you dumbass? I'll take him, and we'll make twice as much as you, 10 times as much as you, and get 10 times more viewers. Because I'm not a moron who will squander that opportunity, and I will appreciate P's input and co-hosting, and we'll make more money together than you would have ever made riding P's coattails, you loser. All right, that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambian. Good night, and God bless all of you, especially you, Darksydephil. May God have mercy on your soul, because the Keno boys won't. Good night, friends.
Dark corners of the night, secrets hidden from the light. Whispers turn to screams, shattering all your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them.